2. All right. Welcome to another Alternative Money Monday. Happy Hederaween, everybody. We got a scary episode for you today. Let me tell you, the plague doctor is here with foreboding news and warnings about the Hedera ecosystem. We're going to show you what I'm talking about here in just a little bit. All right, so thanks to my partner, our CTO, Rob Keynes, for being here. Tim, our community manager, as always, thanks guys for being here. YouTubers out there, so bear with us. This is going to be a little rough today. We are interrupting our normal scheduled program to bring you a community service announcement. I just saw, so we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. I saw, excuse me, saw some disturbing news about something that Rob and I have been talking about over the course of the past few months. Some things about custom fees and things that we think that the community needs to be aware of. So we're going to take this opportunity to jump into that, and we're going to show you a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the Hederaween stuff. If folks out there were on the Hederaween Twitter Spaces over the weekend, there were some giveaways, and we're giving away some of our Super METADOG Alpha MDOG tokens, and we're going to use that to show you a little bit about how the fees work. And so at any rate, so the news floating around, I'm not going to mention any company names or anything, but the news that's floating around is that there was essentially there's there's wallets out there that are doing auto associate, which is a feature within Hedera ecosystem, no big deal. But the issue is that scammers that want to airdrop you bad tokens that can do nefarious things to your wallet can be aware of this auto associate feature, and they can just airdrop you some tokens. And the problem is that these airdrop tokens, because of some of the different fee types, it's possible for them to set fees that could potentially drain your account. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. There's 3 different types of fees that we're going to get that we'll just cover real briefly. I'll just name them off. We've got royalty fees, we've got fractional fees, and custom fixed fees. So Rob, what are the fees that people really need to be worried about out there? What are some of them? What's the real danger that people are worried, that people should be concerned about?
Well, people need to be aware that custom fixed fees can apply not only to NFTs, but also to fungible tokens. So if you're using a fungible token that's a nefarious token ID that created by a scammer, and you happen to send some amount of that to somebody else, they could charge you a custom fixed fee of like 1 million HBAR, and wipe out your account, something like that, depending on how much you have in there. So that could be dangerous. There's also, for NFTs, there are royalties. And you'll see with the token that we're about to demonstrate at some point here, the Amy token, she's dressed up in her superhero costume as well for Halloween. So the token there does have a royalty attached to it. So I think it was a third. I think we took a third. It was a 33%. Is that correct, Jeremy? So if anybody were to take this token that we gifted to somebody or gave somebody, and they ended up selling it to somebody else in a single atomic swap transaction, then the value that's exchanged for that in HBAR, because right now we're dealing with HBAR in this particular fee, that value, 33% of that HBAR would actually go to our account, and the rest of the 2/3 would go to somebody else's. Now this is, in general, that's kind of a useful feature for people who are designing NFTs to get out there, like for something that you as a company distribute that may become popular later as far as an NFT. It's a way to get it out there, maybe to offer some useful service to your customer, like for example browsing a website or something that they wouldn't normally be able to browse, or giving them access to an event or something that they normally wouldn't have access to. If that token increases in value, holding that token, because only a certain number of tokens exist for VIP access to something, for example. What happened, Jeremy? The recording stopped?
I think he's trying to connect his mobile phone.
Oh, did it die? His phone might have died.
No.
Are we still live?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me confirm.
If we're still live, I can continue while we wait for him.
Oh, did it die? His phone might have died.
Yes, we're still live. We're still live.
Okay, so anyway, I'll continue until we hear back from Jeremy. If we hear back from him, I hope the plague didn't get him. So with the custom fees, it can be useful, for NFT for companies to be able to distribute these tokens, and if they become popular at some point, other people can take advantage of reselling those tokens, make some value for themselves, but also the value then comes back, to the original creator of the token, which was the company that distributed them. So in Wallawallet, the way that currently we don't currently support the atomic swaps yet. That's going to come. But that's not supported now. So as far as Wallawallet usage, if you're sending an NFT or something like that, and the royalties and the fees there are collected if you're actually the recipient. So if Tim sends me one of the Amy NFTs, for example, and there happens to be a fee associated with it, a royalty fee, and he sends it to me, then the fee would come to me if it was part of an atomic swap transaction. So, it would go to Wallawallet, to the company, to Ledgerama, the company that created Wallawallet. 33% of the fee would go there. The rest of it would then be charged to me because I'm the recipient of the NFT. So that's kind of the way that works. Now, one of the things to watch out for on that is this idea of a fallback fee. So you can also attach a fallback fee to that token such that if no value is exchanged for the NFT and it's part of an atomic swap like that, the recipient may also be charged a fallback fee of some number of HBAR. And I'm glad to see Jeremy's back, and he can show us on the application how that looks and how the message shows up there. So one thing about Wallawallet, we do not for new accounts that are created on Wallawallet, we do not add auto associate token slots. That is a security, concern, because if they're there and mysterious tokens show up in your wallet, it might be tempting. Hey, I don't want to see these tokens anymore. I'm going to send them away. I'm going to send them to another account to get them to burn them or whatever. But if you do that, you could be triggering a custom fixed fee, which could drain some HBAR from your account, and it could also be measured at another value. It could be taking USDC from your account if you happen to have USDC in there. So that's dangerous. So in Wallawallet in the future, we may provide the ability for you to manage your auto token association slots, but that'll be done at your own risk, and you'll have to be aware of these security issues.
So Rob, as I understand these, what are the best practices in case I receive, personally as a user, I receive an NFT from God who knows where? And what's the best practice? Just to let it sit on my account?
Yeah, right now I would let it sit on your account. I would do some research to find out if there are fees. At some point, we'll document on our website. I'm not sure if Jeremy's done it yet already, but we'll document a way to check the mirror node so that you can see what the fees are associated with it. There's always the danger that a fee may appear out of nowhere too. So the fee schedule that's associated, with these tokens might not have fees for a long time. Then all of a sudden the token gets really popular. The scammer might decide to add a big fee to it all at once, so that all of a sudden people are being charged fees. Now, as Jeremy's about to demonstrate, when we look at our token here, we'll be able to see that when you try to go and send the NFT, and this goes for any token, I believe, whether it's NFT or fungible token, if there are fees associated with them, whether they're custom fixed fees, royalty fees, or fractional fees, you'll see a message appear in Wallawallet as a disclaimer when you're trying to send the token that there is a fee associated with it. So here we are. This is the fee payment page for the MDOG token. So if we're trying to send it, we'll see a warning message here at the top. So if you don't read this and you just slide to pay, you could be in trouble. But I recommend looking for those warning messages. In this case, it says sending tokens to MDOG, and if you expand it, you'll see additional information like Jeremy just did. So if you expand it, you'll see what the fee percentage is. So there you'll see about 33% of an HBAR or fungible tokens exchanged for this NFT will be sent to, basically our Ledgerama company account for collecting fees for NFTs. If no fungible value is exchanged, this royalty fee will be 0. So if, for example, a custom fallback fee was set up with this, the last part of that message would read something like, there's a fallback fee associated with this, and it should tell you the amount of the fallback fee, I think, as well. So that's one thing to look out for NFTs as well. So as far as the percentage here that you're being warned about, that happens for atomic swaps. And so in this case, if you send it using Wallawallet, it's not going to require a signature transaction. So this message isn't maybe the best message. because it's only applicable if you're using an atomic swap, because the recipient will be charged those fees for the token. But in this case, it's here to make you aware that there are fees associated with the token. If you send it to somebody else and no value is exchanged for it, coming back for the token, you won't be charged that fee. But the danger is if there's a fallback fee also associated with it, and you're doing it like that as an atomic swap, then that fee will also be charged. So, we do put the warning up here. In this case, it's there so that you can see that there is a warning, that there is a fee associated with the token itself, but it doesn't really apply because that would require an atomic swap, which Wallet doesn't yet do. We just send the transaction. We don't gather a signature from the recipient to receive it. But it's good to know that this is there. We will warn you of the custom fixed fee. We'll warn you of the fractional fee, which can also be associated with the other tokens, right? With the fungible tokens. So you'll see those warnings there. I can't speak for other wallets, but Wallawallet's got you covered there as far as informing you of these fees. And
this is all very interesting. And so the initial example that you used, in case someone decided to airdrop a scammy NFT with some underlying fee, like maybe for 50,000 HBAR, and once you transfer that NFT out of your account, it deducts that amount from your account if you have that amount. So that warning page will contain that. Will it contain that amount?
Yeah, it will tell you that. It will tell you the amount there. But however, what I was trying to stress is that for NFTs, in this case, it requires a signature from the recipient. So that's only applicable in an atomic swap, which Wallawallet doesn't yet do.
All right.
But we still show the fee there, so that if people, for example, if you wanted to look and see if a fee was on the account, maybe the easiest way really is to pull up Wallawallet, just click send, and then you'll be able to see that the fee is there because we show it to you. That way you don't have to check a mirror node if another wallet that you're using doesn't happen to support it, that kind of thing. You'll know that a fee is associated with it, which, the recipient of the NFT might be interested in. You might want to know if they end up reselling it. The danger is really more, I think, with the fungible tokens that can have these fees associated with them, and other wallets that don't tell you about them. Because you could have an auto association slot, receive a USDJ. Here Jeremy's trying to scam you, and he's created a USDC coin, but he called it USD Jeremy, and he sends it to you. You've got auto associate slots set up because you use some other wallet that put a bunch of slots there so you can receive scam coins. Now Jeremy's going to take 1 million HBAR for you with his scammy token, and that can happen pretty easily if you're using a wallet that's not going to warn you of these fees. And so, we're doing our best to help make sure that you guys are aware of what's going to happen with your transactions, because, I'm a user of Wallawallet myself, and I certainly don't want to lose money. And personally, what I do is I use, my main account that holds the majority of my HBAR, I have no tokens associated with that account. I don't think I do. If I did, it would be my token, the AMI token that I trust. But I don't think I have any tokens associated with that account. And that's kind of my rule for the really big accounts that I care about and want to protect. I'm not going to put any tokens in it, just in case something slips by. Yeah.
So that's just a personal minima for safety, not associating any tokens with the account holding your main bag.
That's my recommendation. That's just what I do. And, other people might be more comfortable, and it might not, money doesn't matter to everybody, so it might not be as important to others to go to those measures, but yeah.
Right. So Jeremy, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Yes. Thank you, Tim. Yeah. So, and apologize to the community out there if you're watching. This has been kind of a rough morning after the, I wasn't sure if I was even going to host the live stream, but I participated in Hederaween over the weekend, and if any of the folks out there were there, old King Solomon, man, he was not feeling well. He was super sick too. So, I said, you know what, if King Solomon can muscle through, I mean, it was like a 5-hour show. Hederaween went on. I mean, it was a long show. It was a lot of fun. There was tons, like, what was it, 300,000 plus HBAR worth of NFTs given away. I mean, it was a ton of HBAR was given away. It was super fun. Yeah, and thinking about it, I was like, well, if King Solomon can do it, I'm going to muscle through this sickness, and we're going to go ahead and just we're going to do this anyway. So, apologies to the community. We're not trying. The intent here is not to scare people out of their wits. But when I saw these messages floating around on Telegram about people having worried about having scam tokens in their wallet, I said, you know what, this is kind of a customer service announcement. We need to let people know. We've talked about it a little bit in the past, but it seemed like this kind of jumped to the forefront. So during the Hederaween episodes, if folks in the YouTube audience were there was a lot of NFTs given away, and I reached out to folks and offered the Amy Super Metadog token. So Amy, the Super Metadog, she's going to be distributed to quite a few people that reached out to me, which was exciting to see. And this is it's a limited NFT. So, this is Rob and I goofing around, right? We were just having some fun. We wanted to show off all the things that you can do, or not all the things, but we wanted to show off a lot of the things that you can do with NFTs, with multimedia files. You've got boosts and rankings and stats. You can embed videos. You can do, there's file nesting, so you can attach photos and videos and even things like PDFs. So really this is the evolution of NFTs, where you can really kind of present not just an NFT, right? Not just an image or a song or a video, but you can include a lot of the story, right? So you can have, because of the files and the way that you can structure these things, you can really tell quite an amazing story with these NFTs and just include an incredible amount of data. So this is, something that I really see as an evolutionary step in non-fungible tokens, and wanted to share this with the world. So for the folks that are out there in our YouTube audience, in a little bit, I'm going to give out a magic number for Hederaween, and the first person to email us at info@wallawallet.com is going to receive one of these awesome Amy Super Metadog NFT tokens. And there's going to be some nice benefits that we'll talk about next week, along with being a possessor of one of these 142 maximum limit Amy Metadog NFT tokens.
Hey, Jeremy, can I just mention something real quick about it?
Of course, yeah.
So the one thing regarding the properties and the nice display of all of this stuff, this is currently using the OpenSea format, which is what this was defined for in the spec, in the HIP412 spec. But towards the end, and like weeks before we went to release, the spec changed a little bit for the HIP412, Hedera version of it. So we will have a release coming soon. Coming very soon, that will support those properties in the way that it's defined for the Hedera spec. Although we're not going to be calculating rarity, or max values, but apart from that, we will be showing those attributes there. And we're going to have an improved staking user interface as well, which is going to allow you to more easily select a Hedera node and also collect rewards as well.
So let's talk a little bit about the rarity. What was it about the rarity that was difficult to support?
The rarity can be calculated, from my understanding, and I'm pretty new to this NFT space, but I did some research while I was out of town last week, and the rarity can be computed by NFT tooling. But in order to do that, you basically need to look through all the existing tokens for a particular token ID, all the particular serial numbers for those tokens, all those attributes. And for each attribute, you want to run some kind of an algorithm to determine, the rarity depending on the values and how they correspond, I guess, to the others in the series, right? So there are different ways to calculate rarity. Different people have different ideas of what rarity is. So I saw that there's different services. I can't remember the names of them offhand, but there's different services out there that will calculate these rarities for you, or that will, you can use different algorithms to do that. Wallawallet right now, all we do is we don't pull all the metadata for all the NFTs in a series, right? So if you have 100,000 NFTs or 10,000 NFTs or something, we're not going to pull all 10,000 of those down to your wallet and then do the calculations for you. And we don't do that on the server either right now. We're not pulling all the NFTs in the series to do those calculations to make that available for you. So that's a bigger task for another time, if it's needed. But we're not like an NFT marketplace, and it's, this is really a way for you to enjoy the NFTs that you have, that you can browse these videos, these pictures, these read these PDF documents and that kind of thing. But that may change in the future if we decide to offer some kind of a marketplace for NFTs or additional functionality. We do have a long-term vision for the company that NFTs do play a role in, so things could change. But for now, we're not going to be showing the rarity.
Right. So, all right. So, and apologize, we weren't able to get Brandon the HBAR bull on this week. So we're going to just go ahead and skip some of the normal stuff. Market Mondays, it looks like things are pretty much staying the same as they were last week, and it seems like it's pretty flat. We had a nice little bump up. We went up above the 1 trillion mark and then back down. So not a whole lot exciting going on in the markets. Pretty much continuing the sideways action is kind of the TLDR of that. All right, so folks out there, if you're ready, get your email clients ready, because the first person to email us the magic Hederaween number is 777. We got lucky sevens this week. I'm not going to give the alternative triple digit number that I know Rob loves so much. 777 is the magic number for this week. So email us that, and the first one to email us at info@wallawallet.com with the magic number 777 is going to receive one of our exclusive Amy Super Metadog NFT tokens. All right, and Tim's.
Well, hold on, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Jeremy,
go ahead.
did you ever mention to people that we may be adding, unlocking special features in Wallawallet, or maybe even doing away with fees for those who have those 142 tokens?
Right. So yeah. So we're going to add. So next week we're going to talk about some of the benefits that are going to be added to the limited edition Amy Metadog token. So some of the folks if they participated in Hederaween, there was a little leak of some of what our intentions are. But we'll actually do an official announcement for it. So this is just kind of a little sneak peek. Just wanted to give another one of these away. Our Metadog all dressed up for Halloween, and the folks from Hederaween participated. We'll be getting some as well. So just wanted to share that. Tim, do you have a Twitter winner for us this week?
Absolutely, I sure do. And,
all right. So for the 10,000 jam tokens that we give away every week to our Twitter family, Tim's got our winner for Hederaween. So who's the winner for today, Tim?
So the username is, the Twitter handle is at William the Whale. As William the Whale will make the formal announcement and reach out to you over Twitter. So take note of that. We normally do this first to make the official announcement so that you don't get any sort of scams being reached out with people who are not us. And then we'll reach out to you and let you know what token ID to associate so that you can get the jump tokens too.
Awesome. Yeah, the only other thing that I wanted to share, since there was a lot floating around about the staking, we talked about it over the past few weeks, but just kind of wanted to recap quickly the 24-hour epoch. So basically some of the frequently asked questions about staking. Basically starting at 0 hours UTC, the 24-hour epoch begins. So basically every 24 hours, the amount that you have staked in your wallet is taken into account, and they will calculate your pending rewards accordingly. There's a 6.5% APY, which is the APY cap that the Hedera Council has voted on. There's, I believe it was 26 nodes, right? We're still at 26 nodes ran by council members. Or was it 29?
I don't know anymore. I don't remember.
26. Right.
So at least the ones that are showing on the various wallets that we have in the ecosystem, 26.
Yeah, 26 is right. That's on Hashscan. Yep.
Okay. I had a dyslexic moment with the 26 and 29. There's, for some reason, I want to say 29. At any rate, okay. So rewards do not automatically compound. So if you've got pending rewards, you want to go ahead and claim your rewards so that they will deposit into your Hedera account. And of course, the way that the rewards payments are triggered is by any time a balance change occurs. So anytime a balance change occurs, the rewards payment will be triggered, and you'll get the pending rewards deposited into your account. And there is a maximum amount of HBAR that can be staked to the node. So there's no maximum on your wallet side, but the nodes themselves do have a maximum amount. And so I believe, and this is a part of an answer to Tim's question about how do we make sure that the nodes are not getting unbalanced weight of tokens staked to them. So that's certainly one of the ways. Yep. And there is indirect staking. So indirect staking means that you can stake your HBAR to another Hedera account ID, which is awesome because it makes it easier to stake and collect rewards. You can stake, if you've got multiple Hedera accounts, you can stake them to one account and stake them to like a primary account or something, and then manage your staking rewards there.
That's right. But Jeremy, I think I may have discovered a Hedera defect regarding that. So I've sent Greg some information on it and some screenshots from my transaction history. But I tried to do that. I tried to have an account staked to another account that's staked to a node. And when I tried to trigger the payment by sending it to the first account, the payment wouldn't trigger. And I also tried sending a payment out of that account to a different account, and it still didn't trigger. It only triggered when I sent it to a node that was staked directly to an account that was staked directly to a node. So there may be an issue there. I was not able to get it to trigger otherwise, but according to Hedera's documentation, it's supposed to trigger if you send it to either one of those accounts, or send or receive, send it from or to either one of those accounts. So.
Okay.
Just be aware of that.
All right. So Tim, were there any questions that came in from the audience this week?
No, unfortunately, no. It's
okay.
A bit quiet.
All right. Everybody's recovering from Hederaween over the weekend. All right. All right. So one more time, Tim, who is our winner, our Twitter winner for the 10,000 jam tokens? Let's get it one more time.
William the Whale.
All right. William the Whale. We'll be reaching out to you via Twitter with your 10,000 jam tokens. Wanted to thank everybody for joining us. This has been a quick, down and dirty episode of Alternative Money Mondays. We'll get back to our normal programming. I just saw this, saw some of the scam stuff floating around, and we want to protect our users. We want to make sure that people are aware of some of the issues out in the ecosystem. Yep. So be careful out there. Make sure that you're aware. Make sure that just stay aware. We don't want you to have a scary HBAR experience. So. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another Alternative Money Monday live stream. This week, I'm Jeremy Fletcher, co-founder of Ledgerama, builders of Wallawallet, the original, the trusted, the safest mobile wallet in the Hedera ecosystem. My partner, our lead developer and CTO, Rob Keynes, and our community manager, Tim Mungai. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.
Happy Hederaween. Happy Hederaween.
That's actually spooky.
All right. See you, folks.